Hey guys, this is Chubbs, and I figured I would show you guys a little bit of the brand new game on Steam called Naval Warfare that is a top-down arcade-style shooter in which you are an attack boat and you do different things, destroy enemies, protect your vessels, and a bunch of other stuff. So I apologize in advance too, because this actually, when I record it, it cuts out the dialogue and a lot of the music and sound effects, so you guys won't be able to hear everything that goes on, but I'll narrate it as we go through to let you know what's going on there and tell you about some of the neat stuff in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and play the first level, which is the Prologue, and I'll just set it on medium difficulty for now. I'm playing with the 360 controller too. You can also use mouse and keyboard. But right now, for example, you're supposed to be able to hear her talking, but for some reason it cuts it out, and I cannot figure out what's going on with that. As she's saying, though, what we have to do is we have to free this big boat called the Iron Wall that they have docked, and once we free it, we have to escort it to a gate. So I'm going to move out. I have few different weapons I can use. I have my main gun here that has infinity ammo. I also have these mines I can lay out that will seek and attack enemy vessels if they get close, and I have torpedoes too, and I can switch in between the torpedo types. So let's go ahead and move forward here. As you can see, I just got ambushed. I'm just going to fight these guys with my default weapon. Gather the supplies here and grab this little crate. This crate or chest gives me a brand new default weapon or main gun. By default you have this. Now that I picked up that chest, I have the Flamethrower. This is pretty decent for up close encounters, which I will have right here in a second. So in order to free it, we're going to need to flip this switch. And at the same time I flip that, these turrets come up out of the ground. I'm going to roast these things. And as you can see, as I was doing that, these ships are getting in. I'm going to lay some mines here behind me to take out any other ships that make it in. These mines are they work really well, because as soon as they hit them, if they even come anywhere near them, those mines will seek to the ship and just blow it up. You actually just saw a bit of that just then. But I'm just going to keep laying out some mines here behind the Iron Wall as we escort it. The thing about the Iron Wall is it doesn't have its own weapons to fire back with, so you have to protect it yourself pretty much. Just roasted that ship. So we've made it out of the docks. Now though, we do have some bad news. We got some incoming airplanes, and these things will fly over and drop down torpedoes. You can shoot both the airplanes and the torpedoes before they reach the ship, but they come in big swarms, so it can be tough to deal with them sometimes. So she's telling me now to get some support from the squad shop, and what this is a building that you can enter that allows you to pick up an AI squad of ships that will follow behind you or do whatever you want them to do. Now you have 4 different roles of ships. You have the fighters, which are good at combat, the siegers, which are good against structures. You have the healers, which will heal each other and you also have the sonar ships that will detect submarines, jam homing missiles, and a bunch of other things. Now it's sort of a tough choice here. I wouldn't go with the sieger when you're on a defense mission like this, protecting a vessel. I will go with the fighters though, because I want these guys to stay with the ship and fight any enemies that come near it. So I'm just going to stick with those for now. I'm going to pull up my squad interface, and I'm going to tell these guys right now to go out and attack some turrets that are just a little bit ahead of us here. As they're doing that, I'm going to deal with these homing missiles or these guided torpedoes that these planes are shooting down at us, and even the planes themselves. I'm going to blow them up. And I'm going to go pick up this health power up here. As soon as the next group of planes fly over, I'm going to unleash a special attack that I have. What this attack does is it calls down a bunch of these missiles from the air that obliterate everything. And you can just see it in action just then. It just crushed everything. And I picked up a crate back there too, or a chest, that increased my weapon damage at the same time. Now you can see this narrow passage here. The iron wall will go through this, and that's not a good thing. And the reason for that is enemies start to hit it from each direction, and it's sort of tough to get around. So what I'm going to do is lay out some mines here ahead of time, because I know already that there's bad news waiting to happen here. I'm also going to lay some missiles in. Not missiles, but landmines or mines here behind it too. But now, as you can see, it's really starting to pick up. We got enemies coming in from pretty much every direction. It's planes, boats, and pretty much you just have to move around and protect the ship. I'm going to pull up my squad interface and tell my attack ships to protect the iron wall. That way they'll stay near it at all times and make sure that it's protected and fight anything that comes near it. While they're doing that, I'm going to go around and lay down as many mines as I can to take out the enemy ships. I'm going to switch torpedoes. I really like these torpedoes here. It shoots out a big barrage of them, and it crushes everything that it hits. My own health is starting to get fairly low here, so I got to be careful. You also have health pickups that you can gather. When those blue shields are over that ship that I just killed, you can't damage them, so it can be a little bit annoying. You have to wait for the shields to wear down. I'm just about out of mines right now, so I'm going to have to pick up some weapons here in just a second. Those boats can actually flip over to where you can't attack them. You can see my health is flashing red right now, so I'm going to get some health power-ups. If I had gotten the healer ships, they would have actually healed me, and I wouldn't have had a problem with health. So you have pros and cons with each ship you pick. The thing is, though, those ships, the healers, don't do a very good job attacking other ships. So you got to weigh in the pros and cons and decide what's best. I've noticed a significant improvement in the defense of the iron wall, for example, now that I've got these attack ships. We're doing pretty good right now. Thing is, I'm out of mines, so I'm having to rely on these crazy torpedoes that I shoot out to combat these enemy ships with. I like the way they just come out in a big old barrage, though. We're doing a fair job now. My own health is not so good. In fact, I'm about to go down, so I better be careful. I think they've destroyed a lot of my attack ships too. Over here's a big old health power up. You can see that helped me a lot. And over here's another one too. Now I probably just jinxed myself, because right now we're actually we're starting to get overrun. So what I'm going to have to do is step it up a little bit, use a lot more torpedoes, and attack these ships, because if not, the iron wall will go down. It's in bad shape right now. I've got a new supply of mines too, so what I'm going to do is mine it up, and these mines will help blow up some of these ships, take care of them. I'm already in bad shape again. I'm sort of being reckless with how I attack these guys. Just about got them. Got a new fleet coming in here. Another ship here. He's toast. And I believe that's it. The iron wall was close to being destroyed, but I did it. And unfortunately, all of my squad ships were killed too. So they can be damaged, and if you lose them, it's pretty much you versus the world. So. But as you can see, this is just a cutscene showing the iron wall blowing down the gates, and we're going to make an escape here. See, it crumbles. So here's the stat screen. It shows you, the score you got, number of enemies you killed, and the next screen shows the rank here, the time it took, score, so forth. And that is Naval Warfare. That's just some examples of the game. So you have some of the things I really like about it are the types of missions, and I really like the concept of having those AI ships that you can choose from. So again, this is $9.99, available on Steam, and I would personally recommend it because it's a cheap game and it's pretty cool and a lot different than most of the other games out there.